Hello everyone, welcome to day 13th of my LeetCode challenge, and today's question is ambiguous coordinates. The question says we are given a string and we need to split the string into two parts such that the totality of these strings give up the input string. Also, you can put up decimal points in between individual parts of these strings. For example, 1.2, 3 is one of the possible split. I'll explain rest of the test cases and the solution in the presentation. So let's just move on to the presentation. And let's get started. Let me just start the slideshow. Let me just take a pen. Ambiguous coordinates, LeetCode 816. So I'm reiterating the question. We need to generate all number combinations through which the target S can be generated. For example, let's take the input string as bracket 1 2 3 bracket. So the first thing that you're going to do is to remove the starting bracket and the ending bracket. You get the number as 1 2 3. And what all combinations can lead to this target string? You split a string at 1, 23, and as soon as you split it across 23, there is another possibility that you can put a decimal point after 2. So the other possibility is 1, 2.3. Similarly, 12, 3 and 1.2, 3. Decimals are also supported during the split. However, there are few constraints that we should abide to. Let's look at those constraints. We never start the numbers like 00, 0.0, 0.0.0, 1.0, 001 or any other number that can be represented with less digits. So what do you mean by less digits? So let's assume that the input string is 0001. If you split the string in such a manner that you get 0, 001, then actually 001 is just a single 1. So the two numbers are 0, 1. The length of 001 is reduced to 1 in reality. Therefore, it's not a possible split for this input string. The second constraint states that a decimal point within a number never occurs without at least one digit occurring before it. What does it mean? It means that you cannot have a number like 0.1. Let's take one example. The input string is 1, 2, 3. You can't split a string like 0.1, 2, 3 because 0.1 is not a valid combination because the decimal point doesn't have a prefix attached to it. Also, there's one more possibility of this case. If let's assume the input string is 10, bracket 10, you can't split the string into something like 1.0. One of the part can't be 1.0 because the actual number is 1 itself. Let's take another example. Let's assume the input string as 102. You can't split the string into two parts such that any of the part is something like this 1.0, 2 because of the constraint that I explained here. You can't split 1.0 part into 1.2 because 1.0 because 1.0 actually represents a singular 1. So as per this logic, you can't have 1.0 as a valid representation. Remember these constraints. We'll use these constraints to draw few conclusions, and let's talk about the conclusions now. So these conclusions are for the individual parts that we have split in. So the part P1 is the part 1, P2 is part 2, and these four rules will be abided by both these parts. So let's talk about each one of them. Let's assume that any of these part is represented by XXXXX. Any digit that is non-zero in nature. Let's talk about the second case. If any of the part is represented in this format, all non-zero digits followed by a terminal 0th digit, in how many ways can we generate different representation of this digit? There is only one way, all non-zero digits followed by a 0th digit. Why I am saying this? Why can't we introduce a decimal point in between? Because of the constraint 1 that was specified in the question. Let's take one example. Let's assume we have 1, 2, 3, 0. You can't represent the number something like 1.230 because this 0 doesn't hold any value. Similarly, you can't put a decimal point here as well. 12.30 is not a valid representation because the terminal 0 doesn't hold any value. It is as good as 12.3. At last as well, you can't have something like 123.0 because the terminal 0 again doesn't hold any value due to the same constraint. Let's talk about the third case. We got 0 followed by all non-zero numbers. In how many ways can you represent it? There is only one way in which it will make a valid representation. 0.xxx, all non-zero digits. Why I am saying this? Let's assume that you created 0x.xx, any number of x's that are there. In that representation, this 0 will become invalid. You can't have a number that is starting with 0 due to the constraint 2 that was specified in the question, which again makes them invalid. So any decimal representation here as well makes it invalid, here as well makes it invalid. Let's talk about the last case. We have 0 followed by non-zero numbers, and at last we have again one more 0. There's only one possibility for this representation, that is the number is 0 itself. No other representation will hold true because just try and generate combinations for 0, 1, 2, 0. You can't put a decimal point anywhere in between due to the same constraint that I explained above, this one and this one. Therefore, the only valid representation of this kind of a scenario is 0 itself, a singular 0. We'll use this information to write the code, and let's just move on to the coding part. The first thing that I did in this solution is to remove the opening bracket and the closing bracket. So I created a substring starting from the first index going up till the length of the complete string minus 1 index. So you actually removed the opening bracket and the closing bracket and generated a new substring on which you will operate. The next step was defining an array where I'll store all the valid splits in order to get the target string s. So this will store my result. And let's get started with the looping process. You'll start the loop from I equals to 1, go up till s dot length, and you will generate the left substring. Also, you'll generate the right substring. So the left substring will be generated using the 0th index going up till I, and the right substring will be generated using the index I going up till the complete length. And for these substrings, the left and the right substrings, we'll try to generate as many possible and valid representations of these left substrings and right substrings. We'll store them in a set, and thereafter we will generate the result. So we'll iterate over these left parts array and the right parts set and generate the possible combinations that could lead to s. So the question reduces to finding out the valid representation of a string. The first thing that I did in this question is to remove the opening and the closing bracket that was there in s. So the s was given to us in this form: opening bracket, the number string, and the closing bracket. So I truncated the opening bracket and the closing bracket in this statement. Thereafter, I created the result array which will actually store the possible splits for the input string s. And let's just start the iteration. I'll start the iteration from for equals to I, go up till the length of the input string. I'll generate the left substring part using the starting index going up till I, the right substring part starting from the ith index going up till the complete length. And for both these left substring and right substrings, I'll generate all their possible valid representations using the constraints that I specified in the presentation. And once I have those left possible parts and right possible parts, I'll create two loops. I'll iterate over both the left parts and the right parts and add it to my result. Pretty straightforward. The question reduces to generate valid representations for the input for one part of the substring. And let's just look at that method. The method is also not very tricky. It's quite similar to what we did in that presentation, the 4 rules that I specified. So the first thing is I extracted the length of the input substring. I converted the input substring into characters so that it's easier to operate. And I created a set possible representations of S. The first thing that I did here was to check whether the starting character of the character representation of S is 0 and the ending character is also 0. So that makes it to 0xxx0 case, which is absolutely invalid unless the string is 0 itself. So we'll check over the length of that string. If the length is 1, the only possible representation of that string is 0. So we'll add 0 in the result and return it. The next case is if the input starting character is 0. So 0 followed by all non-zero digits. The only valid representation for this case is 0 dot all non-zero digits. So I added it in the result and returned the set back. The third case is all non-zero digits followed by a 0 digit. So the only possible representation of it is the S itself, the input string itself. So I added it in the possible representation set and returned it. And the last case, if the control comes here, the string is represented in XXX format. So you can put anywhere the decimal point in between the places, the indexes. So you start the loop from I equals to 1, go up till the length and generate 2 substrings and put a decimal point in between and add it to the possible representation of S. As a last case, you simply add the input string into the possible representation of S. If there are any duplicacies, the set will automatically handle it, so we don't need to be concerned about it. In the end, you simply return the possible representation of set as your answer. So I hope this part is clear to you, and let's just try this up. Accepted. What is the time complexity of this approach? The time complexity is order of n cube. Let's talk why. I can see one loop here and 2 loops here, so I can directly assume that the time complexity would be order of n cube. Also, let's talk about the time complexity of this valid representation method. The valid representation method is pretty straightforward. If the code goes here, this is again straightforward, this is again straightforward, because you're returning the possible representation of S upfront. This is the only thing that may take larger complexity, but this will be still order of n. So the generate valid representation will take order of n, and the overall complexity would be order of n cube, because this is the first loop where you are splitting substrings, and for each left parts and right parts you are adding it to the result. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please don't forget to share, comment and subscribe to the channel. Have a great day ahead.